Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. You might notice my voice sounds a bit off, bear with me. I am recovering from a week-long illness and I'm finally getting my voice back and finally feeling better. This weekend, Road America, we have Kamui Kobayashi and Scott Dixon in the field for 2311 Racing, as well as Trackhouse Racing, as we have the Sirius XM colors on our 19 Toyota Camry to kick off this weekend here from Road America. Road racing has been a big strength of our career ever since really, I would say, season 2 of this career mode now, but we had some really big news coming into this weekend here that was kind of at the forefront of everything. Two-time Cup champion 2018 and 2022 champion Joey Logano would announce retirement at the end of this season. He will be stepping away from full-time Cup Series competition due to just lack of performance, injuries that he feels like is weighing in on his lack of performance. He needs to step away and take time for himself. If you guys remember, last season Joey Logano had a huge crash at Texas Motor Speedway, ended up injuring his leg, actually won the following week, but has not returned to victory lane since and has really been struggling this season, as well, having a hard crash recently in Richmond. These kinds of things have been building up. Logano has decided it's time. He's going to wrap up his Cup Series career a bit prematurely due to things that have happened on the racetrack over the last season and a half or so. So Logano will be out of the 22 following season number 4 as of right now, as we continue to the end of our focus here, qualifying in Road America, a goal of a 206.787 to the line. We're going to beat that with very much ease, 204.405. That's going to put us in the 5th row, 9th position here, as we'll wait and see who's on pole. And running on the top 10 is Todd Gilliland, but on pole it's Ryan Blaney, actually looking for his first win of the season. Larson joining him on the front row. How about Kobayashi in P6? Connor Zilish, who was oh so good in Sonoma, just outside of the top 10, so watch out for him today. Scott Dixon a little further down the order. Caruth with a rough qualifying effort in 35th, and Rick Ware Racing at the bottom of the grid with Custer and Eckes. Xfinity Series action was in Road America as well this weekend. It was Carson Kovampo going back-to-back, getting his second win of the season, holding off road course veteran AJ Allmendinger. Daniel Suarez with a great effort there as well. In the top 10 you had Sam Mayer just outside Allgaier and Taylor Gray down towards the bottom of the grid. However, we actually had the likes of Ty Dillon, who's had a terrible season so far, Weatherman, Greg Van Alst, etc., as we get ready to go racing Sunday afternoon for the second road race of the season.
It's our second road race of the season. Gary Owen looks to go 2 for 2 in what has been a rough year for his team in Toyota.
Owen has been using the road courses and plate tracks to keep himself in the picture this year.
All right, good luck today, Gary. We're 1 for 1 on road this year. Let's go for 2 for 2.
Yeah, 10-4, James. Thanks for the hard work, everybody. We've got a good car. Let's go forward. So then, we're ready to go racing here. We are in a tight battle in the regular season standings right now with Kyle Larson. We're coming into today with an 18-point advantage over the Hendrick drivers, so we'll wait and see how that pans out over the course of the first 2 stages and whatnot, as we get ready to line up from P9 behind Chase Elliott, who's oh so good on these road courses as well. The green flag is out and we're racing from Road America now. Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson lead the field down this long front straightaway towards that first 90-degree right-hand first corner of this circuit. Now we got Corey Heim looking up the inside there in his second season of Cup Series competition now, as he's slowly starting to kind of become a threat here for 2311 now, as we have, what, 14 or 15 races now until the playoffs start as well. We're coming up on the tournament, of course, that we now have the mid-season tournament here in the Cup Series. That will be coming here in a few more episodes as well. Actually, with 10 races left in the regular season, it will go, so to go for 5 races, and then we'll have that final 5-race push to the playoffs. So a lot of things to look forward to here in this mid-season section or segment of this season here in Heat 5 now, as we are putting pressure on the back of this Napa Auto Parts number 9 of Chase Elliott. So I recorded this video earlier in the week when I was more sick, but my voice has been so bad that I have not been able to actually do anything with this video. And as you can tell now, it's still not great, but this is about as good as it's going to get until it's actually back to normal. So hopefully it's back to normal within another day or two. So the next episode you guys get, hopefully I will sound pretty well normal again as we come through about halfway through lap 1 of 4 in the stage. Someone sliding around up there in front of us as we're right to the back of the 9 of Elliott. We'll look to the left side as we head down this short chute here towards Canada corner now. Chase Briscoe for RFK in the number 98 just in front, looking to the left side of SVG. Shane Van Gisbergen still looking for his first win of the season. A 2-win season last season for SVG. He won at Sonoma and then he won at the Oval in Kentucky, actually after a late pass on his Trackhouse teammate, if you guys remember, of Ross Chastain, as we're wheel to wheel with this number 9 on the exit of the final turn, but we're going to drag race him up the hill and we'll take the lead. Speaking of Ross Chastain though, out in front at the end of lap 1 in front of Ryan Blaney, so he was able to get the lead right off the bat now as he'll try to run away as we try to continue to work our way forward here. Only 4 laps in this stage. It sounds like a very small amount, but it takes over 2 minutes to get around this circuit, so you're still working with about 8 minutes of time here in this stage as we actually overshoot the heaviest braking zone on the circuit a little bit, allowing Chase Elliott to show the nose here in back-to-back corners now. So he's not making it easy for me, but we got good speed in this Sirius XM car. We've won at a road course already this season, only one road race on the season so far. That was at Sonoma Raceway, and we were able to have that heck of a battle with Kyle Larson, with Connor Zilish as well, and we came out on top of that. But will we come out on top today? That's the big question. We've not yet won at Road America now, as we're actually leaning on the back of that 98 Fastenal Ford Mustang. I couldn't quite make the pass happen there, so we continue on in this 8th position as we come up to the tail end of lap 2, coming to 2 laps to go in stage number 1. As you'll always notice, the AI kind of run a little bit wide in this final turn, actually quite wide, and that always opens the door of opportunity. Here we go up the right side of Briscoe now. We'll be wheel to wheel down this front straightaway, leaving a lot of room. If you get really tight on the AI on these straightaways, for some reason they really like to check up, and I don't really like to do that. It's like taking advantage of them. So nonetheless, we give Briscoe the room and we get clear. We move up into P7 now, and you can see SVG putting some pressure on the 24 of William Byron. Can we run them down? I would say yes so, because I mean, look in front of us. You got 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd. Actually, Kamui Kobayashi having a great run. He's done a few races for 2311 here in our career mode, but so far this is the best he has run early on in an event here. Now with Larson maintains that 4th position now. Of course, he is currently getting the best of us in the regular season championship battle. We're right on the back of this Red Bull Honda Civic of SVG, who continues to show that, hey, I'm great on these road courses, but maybe just missing a little bit right now in that Trackhouse Honda. But it is a Trackhouse Honda out in front with Chastain leading the way as we come through that little right bend. Byron struggling a little bit now, and we're all over the back of SVG. Here we go for a move. Not even going to be a contest. We'll clear the 97, and now up into P6. Just one car between myself and our regular season title contender as we are looking to the now rear bumper of William Byron in that Raptor Chevrolet Camaro for Hendrick Motorsports. Now through the penultimate corner into the back of the 24. He slips, he slides. We back it way down, giving him extra time to save it. That's not what I wanted to do, so I could have driven right past him, but I didn't want to take the position in that fashion over the 24. But nonetheless, we hurt ourselves even more, because here comes the 97 now up our left side as VG would pass us. So we would be on this final lap of stage 1. A huge gap between Byron and Larson for obvious reason, but now all 3 of us are together. I want to pass that 24 the clean way, not just knocking him all over the place and then passing him here. Now as we go up again the inside of SVG, looking for that P6 now as we go up towards the long sweeping right hand carousel. I honestly think that 24 is lacking some pace. I don't think he even has a top 10 car. He's just found himself with track position. Look at the run out of the long sweeping carousel around the outside. What a move, but we dip 2 tires in the grass. That allows Byron to get clear at the right bend, right to the back of him. Switchback back to the right side, wheel to wheel here towards Canada corner, not even a contest. We'll get clear of that number 24 Raptor Chevrolet and move into the top 5. We're not going to be able to pass Larson, so he'll gain 1 point on us, reducing the gap in the championship to 17 points. But it's Ross Chastain holding off Ryan Blaney for Stage 1's victory. Kamui Kobayashi in P3, what an effort there. Larson 4th, myself to the line, up the elevation, P5 in stage number 1. So pretty happy so far with how the car is driving now, as I think Blaney has the quickest car. He's just got to find the track position that Chastain got from him. Briscoe in the top 10. Connor Zilish gets the last point in stage number 1. Bell, the first one out over Gilliland as well. Corey Heim still having a good run. Scott Dixon for the Project 91 for Trackhouse down in 23rd. Everybody's going to take 4 tires and feel we'll get ready to go back racing for stage number 2. We see one position swap. Christopher Bell gains 1 spot in the pits over Connor Zilish. Nothing else changes. We'll line up behind the 67 of Kamui Kobayashi. The green flag is out. Stage 2 officially underway here. 5 laps compared to the 4 that we had in stage number 1. SVG just behind Byron on our right side. Larson up the inside of the 67. Blaney now has the preferred lane through turn 1, as the leader's usually at a disadvantage here in lane choice when it comes to Road America. We clear the 24 on the run to turn 2. Blaney's still wheel to wheel with Chastain in that green and black Clover Honda Civic, but Ryan Blaney to the lead and to the point here from Road America now as he seeks that first win of the season, fresh off the news that his veteran teammate of Joey Logano, 2-time champion, will hang it up at the end of the season from full-time competition. Now we race towards the heaviest braking zone and maybe all of NASCAR here as we continue on in front of the 97 and 24 who continue wheel to wheel behind. Exactly what you like to see. It allows us to build up a gap now as Kobayashi continues side by side with Larson. Blaney, Chastain driving away. Larson nearly leaning on the 67 here. They continue wheel to wheel. I'm not really looking at making it 3 wide. It's only lap 1 of stage 2. We've got a lot of time. I'm being patient here, letting things happen now. Larson gets cleared by the 67. We'll go wheel to wheel with the driver we're fighting for a regular season title with currently now on that left side, leaving a plenty of room, about a full car width just about between myself and Larson. It condenses down about half on the exit of the carousel. SVG has joined the party after clearing the 24. Now as we go into the sweeping right-hander, we go a little bit wide and through goes the 97. We drop back down to P6. They're battling in the back there, Elliott and Byron as well, and now we drop to that 6th position. It's time to focus back in on getting SVG for P5, unless maybe he has the speed to find a way around that number 5 of Kyle Larson. We'll have to, of course, wait that out and then seek an opportunity on the 5, but that's not what happened at all. We get right to the back of the 97 starting lap 2. He gets to the back of the 5 of Larson, so maybe he is quicker than Larson right now, as we actually break a little bit earlier, and that allows SVG to maintain 5th place. Blaney running away already from Chastain. Kobayashi actually trying to put some pressure on the back of the number 1 as Chase Elliott now has joined the club. Van Gisbergen now a considerable gap between me and the 5 ahead of him. Of Larson, stage 2 comes to an end. Caution is out as the 24 of Byron. Smoke pouring out of the back of the 24, and apparent tire failure is going to bring out a caution, surprisingly, on relaxed yellows that we run when it comes to road courses. So Ryan Blaney will be given the stage 2 victory, and we will continue on here, and actually everybody now flooding into the pit lane as this will lead us into the 3rd and final stage. This is going to make fuel strategy interesting because we're going to be adding laps onto the stage now. We'll be gaining 1 spot. Chastain actually gets the lead, which I think is what Ryan Blaney wants, because now he's in perfect position to take the lead out of turn 1. We're back racing here. Stage 2 only lasted a lap and a quarter, and now we're underway for the 3rd and final stage here from Road America, and it's a bit of a slow launch from myself. SVG gets clear on the run into turn number 1. Up my insides, the 98 of Chase Briscoe. Blaney side by side with Chastain. This could be crucial for who wins this race right here between those two now, as we continue side by side with the 98 into turn 2. Now the 2 of Gilliland showing up here up the inside. Blaney, is he going to get clear? He's going to continue wheel to wheel with Chastain down the straightaway. It's Kobayashi versus versus Larson, as VG versus Briscoe. We'll give a shot to the back of the 97. He's slowing up. We'll pull to the right side and follow that 98 instead. Ryan Blaney has gotten clear of Chastain on the run towards the heavy braking zone. So Blaney, Chastain, Kobayashi, Larson, Briscoe, your top 5 leaning on the back of the 97, pushing them through the apex. Now, a gap opens up between us and the 97. We know where we're strong on this racetrack, and I feel like it's kind of this mid-section of the track. You know, we kind of survived the first couple of corners and the last few corners, but this middle part right here, I mean, look at the run we get now. Up the inside of the New Zealander. Can we get him for 6th position on the exit? The left-hander Briscoe with a poor exit. We get SVG, and we immediately put the fight to the 98. Of Chase Briscoe. 2 of those cars this season have gone to victory lane for RFK. It's the 60 of Haley, the 6 of Keselowski, as well. Busher and Briscoe have yet to win, and we'll go around the outside of Briscoe. What a pass right there, a powerful moment as we move into P5. Now, with coming to 12 laps to go in stage 3, the third and final stage, and we continue to close in on the back of the 5 of Kyle Larson. Now we're kind of in that portion already where we can settle in and just let things happen here. But we're just continuing to move forward. Here we go. To the back of the 5, now looking for a point on him. Now he's outpointed us so far in these 2 stages now as he continues to close the gap in the regular season battle. 12 laps to go. We're halfway through this race about now as we continue wheel to wheel into turn number 1. We outbrake the number 5, and can we clear him through 1? No, we can't. We exit turn 1 side by side. We lean on the 5 of Larson. A little bit of contact right there on the run downhill towards turn 2. Can we clear him on the exit here? Yes, we can. Mid corner clear. We open up the throttle, we drive away from the number 5, but it's not over quite yet because on the run towards turn number 3, outbraking myself just a little bit, and now we're going to go a little bit wide here. Here comes Larson. Back up the inside, re-clears us. Up into 4th goes the number 5. Back down to P5 we go, and this number 19 Sirius XM Toyota Camry will continue to put the pressure on the back of the number 5. Ryan Blaney, he's continuing to run away with the lead over Chastain, as well as Kobayashi in 3rd place. He doesn't have a comfortable gap, but he is still driving away. Now, looking for a move through the carousel on this number 5. Can we go around the outside? We've made it work a couple times so far. We'll go wheel to wheel on the run towards the bend. Who's going to lift? It's hard to go side by side through here. Now, I'm not going to lift. Larson's not going to lift. He runs wide. He runs us into the barrier. Crashing goes the 5. Crashing, we go into the barrier, and we both continue straight.
Get it collected here. Come on, get going.
What a stupid he is. I mean, how does the car look?
Looks fine. Keep racing here.
Our first time colliding with our title contender of Kyle Larson. There, you be the judge of that one now, as I'm still struggling to get back up to speed. There goes Hocevar for JRM. Here comes my teammate of Ty Gibbs as well. So down to P14, we got to focus back in. I mean, I really think that was the 5's fault. I mean, I could have backed out. I didn't want to, you know, show that my title contender for the regular season title that I was going to back out. So, but he ran wide and ran me into the barrier as far as I'm concerned. We cleared the 54 of Ty Gibbs. Now setting our sights in on the number 8 of Carson Hocevar. Blaney continues to lead as we'll be coming to 10 laps to go. A pit stop still in the cards. Now trouble on the front straightaway. Eric Jones in the 34 blowing up. We'll stay green, no caution, and as that's happened, we've ended up in the gravel. We're off track and we're losing several positions now. Down to P16, P17. What's happened there? Well, I'm an idiot, basically, and let me show you, first of all, what happened. I completely missed my braking zone and overshoot the corner by a mile. Into the gravel we go. Why did that happen? I saw what was happening with Eric Jones on the track map, and I was paying attention to why there was a bunch of slow cars, and I proceeded to completely disregard the fact that I had to slow down for the corner. And yeah, well, that happened. So now this race is going from bad to worse as former teammates collide right in front of us. Logano slow after contact from the 06 Meyershank number, already called out the car number, but Ford Mustang of Austin Cindric. We'll go wheel to wheel with him at the end of the lap now, but I mean, what a mess this is turning into for us specifically. We're up into P14 now, passing Cindric, coming to the line. 10 laps to go, but obviously we're going to need some help here to get back into the mix for anything else. We have a top 5 car, and we're now running 14th because of the collision with Kyle Larson, and then my personal mistake as well there, a lap ago, running completely off track into the gravel. It's still not over. We can recover. We can at least get a top 10. I don't really think it's going to stay green the whole way through. We've had one caution for cause so far. Eric Jones right now is actually just coming into the pit lane. You can see it on the track map. He had to limp all the way around the track with his engine or tire issue as we continue on. And once again, running down the 54 and the 8 of Gibbs and Hocevar will breeze past the 54. Not even a contest for the defending Cup Series champion, who's had a pretty rough season so far. Still, Joe Gibbs Racing has only won 2 races. Toyota has only won 2 races. They've been from myself with the 500 and Sonoma, and so far it looks like that's going to continue today as Ryan Blaney is absolutely dominating so far since he's been able to get the lead. We clear Hocevar, back into 12th we go. So now we can focus in on the move towards the top 10, which we've got quite a bit of ground to make up if we want to be able to get into that position here. Now Eric Jones just coming out of the pit lane behind us. Caution! There's 06 blowing up and crashes into Jones. Heavy contact into the wall, and the yellow flies. Cindric with a huge impact there into a concrete barrier, and that's going to bring everybody into the pit lane. This is going to make it really, really close on fuel as we were about to come into the pits. The pit window was pretty well open, and now everybody's going to take their final pit stop, likely for 4 tires and fuel. We lose 2 spawns, having to make some repairs, so we drop back down a little bit further, but we'll get ready to go once again from 14th position. We needed that caution to give us a chance, and we got it now, so we can focus in on this run towards turn number 1. Blaney, though, leads on the left side. You don't want to be the leader on a restart here in Road America. This could be Chastain's chance to steal the lead and go and run away with his first win of the season instead of Ryan Blaney. Chase Briscoe has moved up into the top 3. Watch out for that number 98 as we continue behind the 54 of Gibbs. Connor Zilish in that Lowe's machine just in front of him. In that 28 for Andretti Global. He's kind of been the standout so far for Andretti Global this season. What a rookie campaign he's having. 3 wide with the 2 Toyotas. My teammate and Alliance teammate of Gibbs and Tyler Reddick in the 45. Up into P11 we go now, side by side with the 2 of Gilla land into the braking zone. You kind of see the car moving around under braking. We'll go around the outside. A bit of a stack up there in front of us. Perfect. We'll enter the top 10. Passing Zilish as well. Moving into P9. Now Chase Elliott just in front, but Ryan Blaney was able to get the lead after that scrap with Chastain. Third on back, side by side. It's Briscoe. Contact up there between Briscoe and maybe somebody else. I believe that was SVG sideways. Here we go now to the back of Chase Elliott, looking up the inside into the left-hander. How about our teammate of Christopher Bell? He's into the top 5, joining the mix as well. He has been methodically working his way forward in that ream number 20. Now on the back of the 9 through the right bend, and we might have an opportunity to move up in a P8 on the run towards Canada corner. Not even a contest. Hello, Kyle Larson. We're back.
Be smart with him here. Don't do anything stupid.
You hear the call from James Small, bumper to the back of the 5, side by side as we come up towards the last part of the circuit, looking for 7th place. Larson on the left, myself on the right. We slide. We'll continue wheel to wheel towards the final turn. What do we do now? We're going to run him wide. We're going to open up the wheel and make the 5 have to back out of it now. Elliott side by side with Larson, but unfortunately for me, Larson gets the best of him and maintains P8, but I wasn't going to wreck him. He wrecked me, but I'm just not going to go and clean him out like that. We've moved on from that kind of, driving, I would say. We've done that before, and we don't need to be continuing to do that here by the 4th season in our Cup Series career, unless it really, really needs to happen, and I don't think it really needed to happen there, even though he really junked us into a concrete barrier. Now, coming to 4 laps to go, can we run down our teammate of Bell for P6 and then some? We're struggling to reel these guys in. Kamui Kobayashi continuing to put pressure on the back of 3rd of Chase Briscoe, who's having a great run. Chastain still in 2nd, but Ryan Blaney again running away in these closing laps here from Road America, now wanting it to stay green. Basically, if it stays green from here, we are going to have enough fuel to make it to the finish, but we will not have enough fuel to go another lap. So if there is overtime, we will have to pit, and so will everybody. Could that open up the door of opportunity and some strategy? Eric Jones, who's on the lead lap, actually has more fuel than anybody considering his situation in the pits and whatnot. So if we do see a caution, Eric Jones might actually stay on the racetrack and really make things interesting for the win. We're reeling in this number 20 in this group in front of us now, coming to the final 3 laps of racing in Road America. A caution now would enforce overtime, so we will have to pit if there's a caution between now and the final lap of this race. Will we see one? I think we're going to be okay, but only time will tell. We continue to reel in this 20. Not quite the speed I was hoping to have late in this race. I was hoping to get past these guys by now, but in reality, we've only caught them by now when we slide out of Canada corner, and a bunch of the gap we just made up is wiped off the face of the earth right there as we come through the penultimate corner now, slipping and sliding all over the place. In this number 19 Sirius XM Toyota Camry, the grip starting to fade away now as we continue to hustle this car and try to remain within contact of this top 6 group. Blaney going through turn 2 right now, just hoping it stays green for another lap because we're 2 laps to go. He wants to see the white flag and get that first win of this 4th season of the career mode and put himself in the playoffs. Ty Gibbs with a tire failure, and the caution is going to fly, and overtime is forced in Road America, and everybody except for Eric Jones will pit for a splash of fuel. This is going to spice it up. We have 2 laps of fuel when the caution came out, so yeah, I mean, we might have been able to make it, but it was too close to risk it, I felt like, so we will get ready to roll. Eric Jones leads, but he's on the left side. This is honestly perfect for Ryan Blaney as we get ready to go racing. Overtime underway from Road America. What can Blaney do? How quickly can he get past the 34? What can the 98 of Chase Briscoe do? How well can Eric Jones hang on in that number 34? On the run into turn 1, Kamui Kobayashi, what a run. And that number 67 today been consistently up towards the top 5, inside the top 5 as well. Now SVG up his right side. 2 road ringers, 2 great drivers side by side right there in front of us now. And I think SVG is going to get the advantage. Yes, he will. SVG into P5. I actually got a little bit sideways there on the exit of turn 2. Nobody took tires. Everybody took fuel only. Side by side with the 20 Ream Toyota Camry, my teammate of Christopher Bell will continue down towards the very heavy braking zone of turn 3. We'll get clear of the number 20, but hold on. He shows the nose. Side by side again now with Christopher Bell. We'll clear him and we'll clear Kamui Kobayashi as we exit the left-hander in front of the Japanese driver who drops down to P7. And now we can focus in on Shane Van Gisbergen. And Eric Jones maintains P2, and Ryan Blaney is running away looking for win number 1 of this 4th season of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode, and most importantly, locking himself into the playoffs and getting Penske Racing their first win of the season. Now passing the 97 of SVG. Ross Chastain's next, crash in the back. The 17 of Chris Buescher's hard into the barrier, and no caution is out. We remain green. We continue on. What happened there? You'll see a replay. He runs into Ryan Preece in the 51 and wrecks himself on the exit of the right bend. White flag in the air here from Road America. Buescher has been having an okay season, but he's going to now be running in last position. 1 point to his name without a win this season. That is going to really hurt his progress in the playoffs as we continue on this final lap right to the back of the one leaning on Chastain. He slides on the exit of turn 2. We'll look for the 4th position now. We're going to drag race down this long straightaway. Here comes his Trackhouse teammate of Shane Van Gisbergen. We'll go 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th now as we dip 2 tires into the grass. Now into the heavy braking zone 1 final time. Who brakes latest? The answer is SVG. No shock there as he's going to get the position on the exit of the left-hander. We clear Chastain, who's under pressure from Kobayashi. The one driver who's not under pressure, Ryan Blaney. Driving away, Eric Jones has done a biblical job holding on to 2nd position on extremely old tires in that number 34 as we come through the back half of the circuit. One final time. We have a chance maybe to get SVG on the run for the final time towards Canada corner. Briscoe putting pressure on the back of the 34, but it's not going to be enough. Here we go up the inside of Shane Van Gisbergen. Who wants 4th more? He outbrakes us, but we stick the nose up the inside of the last second. Wheel to wheel. We'll take P4 from Shane Van Gisbergen. Can we get the 98 before it's over? The field light now comes on as we continue through towards this final turn, showing the nose, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Briscoe. No, not quite enough as Ryan Blaney gets his first win of the season. He's in the playoffs, up the elevation to the start-finish line. It will be 4th in a comeback drive here from Road America. What a day, what a race, and we gain points, most importantly, over Kyle Larson. Ryan Blaney celebrates, and he was the top driver in the playoff standings without a victory coming into today's episode, so he now joins the category of winners, as there's been some rumors circulating about him maybe actually exiting from Penske Racing now. Connor Zilish as well in the top 10. Larson ended up 13th. Kyle Busch with a mediocre day in 20th. Looking at the rest of the order, our teammate Chandler Smith struggled again in 27th. He's really struggling so far. Rajat Caruth continues to struggle in 32nd. Busher in dead last, not helpful at all, as RFK struggled with a couple of cars. Kozlowski down in 34th. Looking at the playoff grid, Todd Gilliland is the first driver out by 1 single point over Ty Gibbs. You see the rest of the drivers there, of course, but Gibbs, Reddick, SVG, Busher, the last few guys currently in. And you see, of course, the regular season point standings. We have continued to increase a little bit over Kyle Larson. Of course, he did limit the damage a little bit with getting more stage points than me. But now we go to Darlington, where we know we've been struggling with pace outside of road courses this season. So it'll be interesting to see how we run there. I think Larson, of course, one of his best tracks. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'll see you guys next episode for the Southern 500 in Darlington. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.